Hi, everybody. This is Patrick Lloyd again. I hope that everything is going well as you started the course. I hope you've been able to go over the syllabus, take a look at some of the due dates, all the policies, and most importantly, get started on the ALEKS work. Because this is an online course, your grading, the work that you get assessed for is all on ALEKS. So it's important to kind of keep up with that. For those of you that have taken online courses, I'm sure you recognize the importance of self-study habits and skills, right? If this is one of your first online courses in the sciences, I'll just point out it's very important that you set a schedule for yourself, a regular schedule where you're working on the topic. I would say at least 4 to 5 days a week, minimum 4 to 5 days a week, probably 5 to 6 even if you can do it. Still build that into your schedule. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over, let me share the screen here, and let's take a look at, there we go, some of the ALEKS here. Okay, oops, I'm sorry, hold on one second. Let me screen share this again. Okay, here we go. So this is chapter 14, which is kinetics. And the assignments for kinetics are due March 23rd by midnight, right? And there's 16 topics as well as an exam, right? The exam is due at the same time. So make sure that you work into your schedule, getting both of those done. I'm not, the laboratories are due each week as well. So, it's a lot of work in this course, but you have time to do it. You have time to get these assignments done, okay? So what I'm going to do is for chapter 14 for kinetics, I'm going to point out that what you're going to see are these problems, right? They're just going to hit you very hard with these problems. And so you want to be able to look for resources to do these problems. In particular with this course, the material that we're covering is not material that you may be very familiar with. Even if you've taken physics courses or biology courses, you may not know much about this. With the first semester course, a lot of what we do is, stuff you learn in high school or even in other science courses, dimensional analysis and such. The assumption in this course is that you've already taken a semester of college level chemistry. So we're going to hit you pretty hard with these, mathematically difficult, challenging problems, as well as a lot of new material. So what I'm going to say is that you want to take advantage of accessing what you have. So if you come over and you take a look, you'll see that there is a textbook, right? So here's the textbook, the ebook. And so the ebook is by Burge. So you can use this as a reading, right? This is a reading resource. So I'm going to head over here to chapter 14, which is chemical kinetics. Okay, so let's click on that. And now you have a little introductory reading here, right? So section 1 is reaction rates. Section 2 is dependence on reaction rate and reactant concentration. 3 is dependence of reactant concentration on time. Section 4 is dependence of reaction rate on temperature. And then 5 is reaction mechanisms. Section 6, I don't believe we have any problems on ALEKS that you're required to do, so you can read that, but that's not going to be focused on the homework problems, okay? So what I recommend doing is reading over these, these sections, do a section at a time. So you're going to read, each section is relatively short, it's probably about 5 or 6 pages, and it's going to give you some background on this material. The problems that you're going to be doing on ALEKS are essentially based on this material that's in this textbook here. So it's going to give you, pictures, calculations, and text with all that, and some sample problems, okay? Now, because reading science textbooks is not as fast as reading a novel, you're really going to have to be kind of careful about using your time wisely. and also about being focused. You're really going to have to be focused on to do these problems, okay? So there are sample problems in here that you can work through for each section, okay? So there's your, your textbook resource. So, be aware that you have that. In terms of solving the problems, after you've done some reading, let me see if I can bring this up. The YouTube videos are probably the best resource that I can offer you at this stage. And so each chapter has several videos associated with the chapter, with the topics, right? So if you take a look here on kinetics, we've got section 1, section 2, section 3, section 4, section 5. Okay, so those are the 5 sections that have problems. There are also some other videos here in terms of problem solving, sample problems and such. Feel free to look those over as well if you need to, but the main thing is you're going to be doing ALEX problems, right? So the ALEX homework and the ALEX exams, that's based on ALEX. So these first 5 videos, 1 through 5, those are all me mainly doing ALEX problems. I do put a little bit of an introduction into each of them, but then I just solve ALEX problems. That's mainly what I'm doing. I want to give you the support of seeing how to solve these problems. If you've started the work, you already recognize that, to get credit for a problem, you have to do it 3 times correctly, right? So you don't get penalized if you get it wrong, but you do have to get it right 3 times. And so that can be a little bit frustrating. So feel free to look over these videos. I realize these videos are pretty long. They're, 40 minutes to an hour, but I do try to go through the explanations really carefully and really, deliberately. So feel free, to fast forward to a problem that I'm working on. In the future, I'm going to try to make videos that are just one problem, instead of doing sections, so the videos can be a little bit shorter. But for now, you have these ones here, okay? So I'll put a link to the chapter 14 videos. Of course, it's already in the syllabus, so you'll have it there, but in the announcement, you'll have a link to that, okay? So the ebook for reading, I'm sorry, there's one more thing that I wanted to point out, and that is when you are doing the problems, ALEX also has its own explanations. So you have the ebook to kind of give you a background on doing these type of material. You have the videos, me showing you how to do it, but you also have explanations from ALEX. So that's right here down at the bottom where it says explanation. Okay. So if you take a look here, it gives you the question, and then it gives you an explanation, and then it solves the problem for you, okay? Now, a bit of a commentary about the ALEX solutions. I don't know who did the solution, the explanations. I suspect it was done by, a group of people that have some chemistry background, but maybe actually more, math people, I'm not sure. Some of the explanations are a little different than the explanations that I give. That's not uncommon, but sometimes they're very different. So don't feel bad if the explanation that I give is different from the one on ALEX. I try to give explanations that are kind of more geared to a textbook, a traditional chemistry textbook, like the ones you have here, the Burge textbook. But it's also good to hear other people with different solutions. You'll come up with your own solutions at times. And I've had classes where students have given explanations for problem solving that I hadn't even thought of. And that's wonderful if you can do that. So don't feel bad. The main thing is you want to kind of figure out your own solution to this. But feel free, you have access to the explanation on ALEX. You have the textbook as a resource. You have my videos. If all of that fails and you still can't figure this stuff out, feel free to reach out to me. And sometimes what I do in my office hours is someone will say, look, I just don't understand how to do this problem. I'll explain it to you in office hours. And then sometimes I'll even make a video specifically on that problem. Okay. And so I wish you good luck. So I didn't talk about the laboratories in this video, but remember, you do have these virtual labs that are due essentially one a week. But for the most part, students have told me that they're relatively easy. They're not that challenging, not as hard as the homework. So if you just keep at them, you'll get them done. And so, but of course, reach out to me if you have any questions. Okay. So thank you very much. Good luck again. And I will try to make a video for you regarding each chapter so that you can kind of get a little bit of contact with me. So take care.